My name is Marianne Tong, and I'm going to be reading a brief excerpt from my book. The book is titled, The Little Girl That Could. Oh, hi, Tom. It's great to have you back. Flo's voice caught my attention as I was sorting the subscriptions to the newspapers brought in daily from New York. I looked up and a wave of warmth swept over me. There stood God, tall, dark, and fantastic, talking to the manager. Though our eyes didn't meet, my heart began to beat noticeably. I quickly bent down and concentrated on my work. My job at the Kindley Air Force Base Terminal Exchange had become comfortable for me. Graduation from high school was just behind me, and now I was taking care of the stationery department in a small shop in the terminal. My duties included counting out the subscription newspapers, putting the leftovers out for sale, and trashing the out-of-date ones. I also had to keep my station neat and display merchandise in a glass case, which I was expected to keep sparkling. I loved my 81 cents an hour job. I was now officially grown up. Hi. Coal black oriental eyes, beautiful teeth, and a disarming smile approached my counter. Oh my God, here he comes, I thought, as Tom brought an armful of newspapers. He had counted them out for me. So he's even helpful. I felt the same funny little feeling I had felt the day before. Warmth all over. Maybe it was just the July heat in Bermuda washing over me. Thanks for doing those newspapers for me. I was just getting ready to go in the back room to count them. I tried to be as nonchalant as my 18-year-old heart could manage. You didn't have to do that. It's all right. I'm working here part-time again. I used to work here, but I went back to the States for a month. Are you a dependent too? I wondered out loud. No, I'm in the Air Force, but I work here for extra money to send home to my folks. I'll be around. Bye. Another thought flew by. So he's generous too, and he cares about his parents. He was gone. I busied myself with my newspapers and soon forgot the gorgeous smile that had walked into my life. My dad came by later that afternoon to make sure that I had a ride home. I assured him that Edith was getting off at 6 o'clock, the same time I did. Our commute arrangement had worked out just fine for the past 3 days. Go ahead, Dad. You don't need to wait around for an hour. My dad had married my mom in Germany after the war, and he took his fatherhood seriously. A few years ago, World War II had not only destroyed our home, but also our family. My biological father and my mother never got back together again after his release from the German army. She met an American, and suddenly my life was changed forever. My dad, as I called the new man in my mother's life, remained in the Air Force and was now serving a tour of duty in Bermuda. Life was good. Bermuda's great climate, my high school graduation, my mother's happiness, my own room, a boyfriend named Bill, and a job was all I needed to make me believe I had landed in paradise. Things were about to change. Gosh, I didn't expect you to do my newspapers again. It's my pleasure. A quick smile and he was gone. Actually, it was my pleasure. I hadn't been dreaming. He was real. Somehow Bill's image was being replaced by Tom's. Just before I got off work, he suddenly stood in front of my counter again. I thought I'd buy one of those newspapers. Tom was in uniform. His name tag read Tom. I thought your first name was Tom. Isn't that what Flo Black, the manager, called you the other day? My name is Tong, Leighton Hall-Lai Tong. What nationality is that? Chinese. I've never met a Chinese before. I always thought that Chinese people were very small. You're so tall. I thought you were Hawaiian. How tall are you? My blabbering mouth proved I was obviously 18. I couldn't stop the gibberish. Blather, blather, blah. I'm 6 feet tall. I think my ancestors were mountain people. Like Genghis Khan? That's great. I think I have Attila the Hun in my background. We both laughed. You look cute with that little black nose. His finger gently wiped away a smudge of newsprint. See you tomorrow. It was a little more difficult to forget the smile this time, despite a number of other customers crowding around my cash register. What should I call him? His name wasn't Tom. Oh, never mind. My boyfriend Bill was waiting to take me to a movie, and I really didn't have any business dreaming about a Chinese guy, even if he was the most handsome, generous, considerate, and graceful creature I had ever met.